Self-defense myths. This is the first clip I'll be doing of these, and I think this is a very important one. There's a big myth around self-defense that we have to wait to be attacked before we can do something. In both a legal sense of it's only self-defense if they hit me first, and in terms of the actual technique we're going to employ, in terms of he goes for a big swing, I block it and I counter. Both are completely incorrect. I've been over the legal standpoint with the reasonable force and preemptive strike in other videos. I'll link them in the bottom of this. But just to go over again, as of right now, the 7th of February 2020, there is no rule on any British law, on the British law books, that says you have to wait until they make physical contact with you before you can do something physical to defend yourself. Just a quick example. If you've got a 5 foot tall, 7.5 stone woman, it would be ridiculous to tell her that she has to wait to be hit if she's about to be attacked by a 6'5", 21 stone, gorilla. You cannot expect her to be able to do anything with that. You can't expect somebody with that much size difference to be able to block and counter. It doesn't work. It's not going to happen. With the mentality of it, if someone's coming at you and they're threatening you, and you can just go bang and land them by surprise, that's your best bet. Don't wait for them to throw something at you, because with the greatest of respects, if you've got somebody who's been doing amateur boxing or Thai boxing for 3 months, their hand speed and accuracy will be at a point where if they go first, you don't get your go. I've done this quite a few times in my classes with certain people who refuse to acknowledge that you should go first. I haven't cracked them properly, but I've shown, and it's a little game we play off the fence just to see how quick you can react. You don't get your go. Whoever goes first wins. It doesn't go I hit you, you hit me. Your hand speed is not going to be good enough that if I throw a shot, you're going to block it. Yeah, reaction is always going to be slower than action. So this idea that, well, I'll just block it and then throw my shot, it doesn't work. You need to be the first to throw your shot. Off the fence, of course, everything's off the fence. First time they touch the fence, we say, mate, look, I really don't want any trouble. The second time they touch the fence, we push them back and we tell them, if you bring trouble to me, I'm going to eat your face. Yeah, I don't want to fight you, but I'm very good at this and I will win. If they come forward a third time, there's no more negotiation. We know they're going to attack us, which is where we would ask the question, and as soon as we ask the question, we crack them and then we run like hell. That is perfectly okay. Within the law, that is self-defense. We've done just enough to get ourselves away from the imminent danger. If you were to start putting boots to the guy when he's on the ground, if you were to start jumping up and down on his legs, that's not self-defense anymore. There is a saying around that I've heard people using in terms of this, where they've said the first shot is self-defense, the second shot is assault. Again, this is very, very wrong. Reasonable force, as I mentioned in the other clip, reasonable force is determined by the level of threat we face. So if it's a 5'5" guy who weighs 8 stone, I know that reasonable force is to shove him as hard as I can, then I get out there. If the guy is 6'3", 20 plus stone, shoving him isn't going to knock him over, so it's going to require more force, which would be reasonable. So that's that. Again, there's no law on the British books that says you have to wait till the other person makes contact with you physically before you can defend yourself physically. The idea of waiting for them to hit you first from a technique standpoint, you're not going to counter it. You're not going to be able to block it. Waiting for them to do something is immediately putting you on the back foot, so now you're fighting uphill, which isn't where we want to be. If we wait for them to do something to us, we also lose our element of surprise. And the element of surprise is vitally important with self-defense, because regardless of how well built they are, regardless of what skill level they have, if you can take them by surprise and hit them when they're not expecting it, all that goes right out the window. So self-defense myth number 1, you have to wait for them to do something first. It's complete nonsense. I will link the other videos in the bottom. I will link the government's official stance on the website in the bottom of this clip. Please, any comments, queries or suggestions, let me know. Please like and share this, and until next time, stay safe.